by Barton Community College. Explore your future and get started now. Visit gobarton.com.
Okay, Sports Day in 3, 2, 1.
Thought our guys did a good job just getting up there and getting deflections and really getting after it and, showing a little bit of grit and tenacity and stuff like that. So that group of 5 that we had out there was really getting after it on defense.
Coming out of the first quarter, I told them, I was like, hey, we got to go. We got to take full advantage of the weak ball handlers, of them not crashing the boards on both ends of the floor. And I told them if we out-rebound them, we will win.
A lot of good things tonight. Our effort and energy is outstanding. These girls defend really, really well, and they understand that that's important, and they want to play that way. So they've accepted that, they've embraced it, and that's going to continue to improve.
It is hard to beat teams that get several people into double digits, and we'd actually just talked about, if you're all sitting solid at that 8 and 9s, 7, 8, 9s, 10s, that's a good place to be if we can get, 4 and 5 people in that.
Thought our guys came out ready to play. I thought we did a really good job of creating pressure. Got some easy buckets in transition, and we played together and played hard.
It's just different. It's just totally different. And these comparisons of other conferences in the ACC and Big 12, it's just like you might as well be in different leagues.
If you love the SEC and you're delighted, or you just resent the SEC and you're angry, I deal with reality, and right now they are clearly the best conference in basketball. The reason is they have lots of money.
I'm angry.
What's new?
I don't like them. Darn straight. Welcome to Sports Day on 1590 KVGB, 95.5 FM, the talk of the town. Welcome in. It is the Hump Day, Wednesday, Sports Day show. Steve Webster with you. Mike Corson, sneaky little Mike. And his accomplice and his little sidekick, Mike Hesher, on the show today. Also,
his sidekick?
Yes, Landon Winkler running the video stream today. Landon's my man.
Landon was laughing yesterday. Landon thought it was funny.
What was funny?
We had a special guest. We did not talk about junior high school basketball. I brought him in so him and Hesher could gang up on me, talking about Derek Joyner.
All right, well, that's good then. That is good, as long as we knew what the mission was.
We laid off you, though. We didn't really get you.
A little bit of piling on.
That means they like you.
Can we tell them about the text? Both of them were saying, we have no idea what you're talking about, Corson.
Oh, God.
And then Hesh gets a text that says, Corson's right on this.
He said you had some good points. He didn't say you were right. He said you had some good points.
How does your mom have Hesh's cell phone number?
It's actually, I think it was his dad.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, on today's show, we'll be talking about all the high school basketball last night. We were all busy running around the country. Mike was here busy in the confines of the Eagle Media Center. I wasn't going to leave you out. On the show, we will talk Great Bend Lady Panther basketball with head coach Jade Winter, recapping last night's win over the Sterling Black Bears, or the Lady Black Bears. And we'll preview the game coming up tomorrow against Clearwater. She'll be joined by Panther seniors Cassie Elligood and Deshauna Bryant. We're going to talk Larned girls basketball. Boy, what a young roster Jared Smith has, but they're off to a 2-0 start, looking pretty good. They take on Hoisington in the semifinals of the winners bracket at the Katy Classic. And we'll talk Fort Hays State basketball with the voice of the Tigers, Gerard Welbrock. The Fort Hays State Lady Tigers off to a 9-0 start and ranked 6th in the country. All right, let's get to our sounds the past 24 hours or so. Wow. Great Bend survives Sterling yesterday, 62-61. And they had to use a 12-0 run in the fourth quarter against a team that had just been impeccable the entire game and had been up to every challenge Great Bend had had. And then the Panthers came back, actually got it to 62-58. Well, you think, okay, we got it under control now. No, another three-pointer. Made it a one-point game. Then Sterling had a chance to go down court with 2.9 seconds to go. They got an inbounds pass, got it across the midcourt line, and had Zane Farney gone ahead and shot it, he didn't have a bad shot, but instead he threw a cross-court pass to Blake Smith on the right wing. I don't know if it would have counted or not, but it didn't matter because Superman came from nowhere, Ian Premer, and batted it away, and Great Bend remains undefeated with a record of 2-0. Ian Premer with 26 points in the game. Jacob Hall added 12. Boy, what a delicious basketball game for being early in December. And you said it this morning. I will echo your comments. Look out, Class 2A. The Sterling Black Bears are not going anywhere.
Somebody mentioned yesterday these are Kansas basketball coaches rankings, so they're up to number 2 in 2A, so they're not exactly a surprise, but given some losses, kind of wondered. But to be a 2A school hanging with, I believe, is one of the premier teams in Class 5A, yeah, they should do very well against the smaller schools.
And they had to replace 3 key players off last year's team, including our favorite.
And he's been a 4-year mainstay. That's a tough
Gabe
one to replace.
Riffle. Yeah, he wasn't mentioned on any All-State teams, but he's the glue that kept that team together. Yeah, I know we're talking about Sterling quite a bit here, but they played with so much poise and new. I think that's what happens when you have winning basketball over. I mean, since the 2020s has been as good as anybody in the state. They just don't have that state championship.
You see programs like that, the McPherson team, St. John, Central Plains. So, yes, Snyder's got one over in Sterling. That's one. I turned it on late as Great Bend was starting that run. You see it so many times where a team will make that final push, but they don't get over the hill. So kudos to Great Bend for finishing off the Black Bears.
And they did it with some big steals. Dax Minton had a nice assist. Cooper Omott with a couple great plays, a pass, and then a reverse layup. I'm not sure if Sterling kind of backed off just a little bit, but maybe lost a, you see it, well, should we go ahead and try to take this shot we've been hitting all night, or we just kind of work the clock a little bit more? Man, Great Bend had to make some plays down the stretch against what's going to be a good team.
I don't know what you saw over there, but do you think that championship game, first night out, or is there somebody else there that was going to be able to test Great Bend?
I think Haven. I don't know anything about Haven, but it's kind of like they're like Sterling.
Yeah, a little program.
They got Lonnie Paramore's been there a long time. Great Bend prides them. They likes the 1-3-1, yeah, but Great Bend plays a lot of man-to-man too. It will be nothing but 1-3-1.
Well, Lonnie Paramore, you got it.
If they play Haven in the championship game. First up tomorrow is going to be Clearwater, and we'll have that game for you at around 7:30. Clearwater only won 5 games last year. They lost some seniors, so it's going to be a much easier challenge, I think, for the Great Bend Panthers tomorrow in the boys' game. Great Bend Lady Panthers got their first win of the season yesterday. Jade Winter will be in as they knocked off Sterling 54-36. Great Bend has improved tremendously from the opening tip of the Salina South game to yesterday, scoring some points. We were worried about where the points were going to come from. Well, they put 54 up yesterday. Alyssa McCauley went scoreless against Salina South in the opener, had 14 yesterday. Deshauna Bryant with 10. And we saw the emergence of Shayla Prendergast, a 6'1 sophomore, continuing to play well. So, yeah, mixing and matching. We'll talk Great Bend Lady Panther basketball with Coach Jade Winter coming up in just a little bit. And they will play Clearwater tomorrow at 6, a team that lost their best player off last year's team that went to the 4A state tournament, but a team that has some returners. So
that was a team I thought would end on the track season, would end Andale's long run on the girls' side. So they're very athletic, if those same girls, which typically they do play the multi-sports, but Clearwater has been athletic in the near past.
Okay, so that will be 6, so 5:45 tomorrow on B1043 The Point.
That was off the cuff, Hedge.
The near past?
Yeah, near past. Recent past.
I had to think about that one.
When you use that type of English, Hesh and me are able to follow right along, okay? When you start getting out there and using proper English, we
then we're in
sometimes get
trouble.
lost.
Exactly.
I like it when I'm facetious or salubrious.
Salubrious. Is that right underneath your pancreas, or is that right?
I had mine taken out. I don't
Okay,
know.
all right, very good. Okay, big game in the WAC last night. I was surprised to see a conference game this early, but Hayes played at Liberal last night, and really, you'd probably have to think that Liberal and Hayes would be the favorites to win the WAC last night. Hayes put up 77 points on Liberal last night, winning 77-50 in the girls' game.
Yeah, the Martin girl, the other tall girl, and then they've got a nice little freshman, so that both of those were ranked, I believe. So that's problematic for the rest of the league that Hayes was able to do that.
77 points. Hayes won the boys' game. They seem to be getting their basketball legs underneath them. They took care of Liberal last night, winning 70-54. That was the only action taking place in the WAC. Okay, head coach Jared Smith, he's going to join us here on the program today, talking about his team's effort as they rolled over Plainville last night, 59-27. Let's see. Jaden Crosby with 24 points. She's a sophomore. Cassidy Walks she had 8. She's a sophomore. Brooke Simmons had 8. She's a sophomore. In fact, they have only one upperclassman. They have no juniors and one senior.
That is fantastic. When he took over that program, I was kind of excited. I like these coaches that treat the girls like boys. You see Haven softball, all the wrestling coaches. So his boys were so fast-paced back in the day, and you knew that was coming to the girls' side, and that's what they needed. And they're starting to roll teams now with the young squad. They're going to be potentially outstanding in 2 years.
So isn't there a freshman on that team as well? I mean, I've started studying them because they're playing Hoisington. I think there was a freshman that I've heard a lot of things about as well.
Well, there's 3 of them. So which one is it? Halen Pleasant, Anna Simmons?
Simmons.
Okay, Anna Simmons, 5'8", freshman.
Okay, I think she was the one they were talking about, to go along with all those sophomores.
Okay, so, all right, Trina Luters, head coach of Hoisington, they took care of Kinsley yesterday, 59-19, so they get their first win of the season. Talking about balanced scoring yesterday, Hesh.
Well, kind of like Great Bend then, because Ellie Crawford, the only senior on the team, was shut out on Friday night. She ended with 13 last night, and it's nice to see Ellie score some points. But they're young as well. I mean, they got 3 upperclassmen, but it was good to see Ellie. And defense set the tone for both the boys and the girls. I mean, Hoisington girls came out playing aggressively, which sometimes they're lacking playing aggressively, and it made a big difference.
Kyle Haxton on his team's first win of the year. Always good to start the game with a 14-0
Never
run.
hurts, does it?
It always helps.
Yes, it does.
You always go back to that. And, I'm sure Kinsley was saying, if it wasn't for that 14-0 run to start the game, we'd have been right there.
Yeah, well, I would disagree with that.
But Hoiston does get a win yesterday, so they will now take on Plainville in the semifinals Friday at 7.
And Ren Gala has been on fire. Everything he's throwing up is going in. I mean, 3-pointers, acrobatic shots in the paint. It's been impressive thus far for the senior, Ren Gala.
The Larned boys, they ended up dropping their game yesterday to Plainville 40-31, so the Larned boys will take on Kinsley. More high school basketball. From the Amos Morris Classic, Central Plains picks up a couple wins. On the girls' side, it was Central Plains beating Phillipsburg 44-39, and the boys beating Phillipsburg 55-34. Also from the Amos Morris, Russell over Sylvan Lucas 55-49. Russell over Sylvan Lucas 66-59 in the boys' game. And coming back through Pratt last night, before I was able to stop at the Chapeau and have a pizza taco.
This is where he met his wife there. Have you heard this story? Oh, am I not supposed to say that? I'm sorry. You outed me yesterday on retiring, so what the heck?
Yeah, she was a dancer there back in the day. No, it's
roller skate.
No, the Chapeau's, but the pizza taco.
Okay.
Is like, but then we looked at it's $7.15. We can go get a pizza taco and sit down and eat it.
Well, you had a mid-afternoon game.
Yes. And then I got Deb a pizza taco because we hadn't had one in a long, long time. Deb, you better eat it because if I come home tonight, it's still there.
It's gone.
It's gone. I'm gonna have another one. But anyway, while we were in Pratt, the basis of the story. Sorry, I get off track sometimes. We saw the Ellenwood bus. They were down there and they beat Skyline 67-48 in the boys' game. Don't know the score of the girls' game.
Did they stop for pizza too?
I think they were at McDonald's.
Oh, okay.
I did almost get run over by the Great Bend Panther bus on the way back, driving back through because I left my phone in the truck, so I had to cross the street, came back over, and I thought, well, that's a big semi coming down the street right there. The Great Bend Panthers going. They probably looked out and said, yeah, there's Webster going into a bar after
Maybe
the game's
they're trying
over
to
with.
tell you something, Webby.
I listened to your call. It wasn't that bad. It's pretty positive.
That's when he let Marzov talk.
Never before, but always after. Man. You know what it goes. Okay, a couple other comments here today. the SEC. Lane Kiffin. There's no other conference compared to the SEC. But I don't know who to root for because there aren't that many other teams that aren't SEC or Big Ten that are in the college football playoff. And the other option would be Notre Dame. So,
Hey, Lane, quit riding everybody's coattails. Do something.
It does make it kind of hard to watch, doesn't it? Or care, I guess. Maybe is the better word to put.
It could lead to that. But I do love some Saturday night Southeastern Conference football.
There is nothing like that, I'll have to admit.
I mean, they play between trees and hedges and alligator pools and everything else.
And the largest cocktail party. The largest cocktail party.
High Tide. Have you seen that commercial?
Bob Valvano, ESPN Radio college basketball analyst, saying the SEC, the best conference by far. That was expected to be the Big 12. And saying, look, they've got a lot of money. Their football teams. BYU got the number 1 ranked player in the country.
Really?
Yes. The number 1 high school recruit in the country.
Where's he from? Do you know?
I haven't got into that. That was in the sports headlines later on today. But yeah, it's a different thing right now.
I'm just
you bring in the boys. You got big cash reserves. That's what our college sports are all about. That's why we have college athletics.
Is money.
Is money. Money for everybody.
So Juan Soto doesn't get it all, right?
He's making $340,000 a night. That's after he shuts his eyes.
That's not bad.
Yeah, if he wants to make more money, he just sleeps a little bit longer, and the pay's the same.
I'm going to bring it up. I saw a meme yesterday that how much money Taylor Swift gave to her employees. It's in the hundreds of millions. And now I said, now Juan Soto wants to go carry her luggage. Just throwing out 9 figures.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I make jokes sometimes.
So how much money from her victory was it called the Victory Tour?
Eras Tour.
Oh, good.
I knew that one. The Eras Tour.
It concerns me, Hesh. Okay, so then divided into this amount of money that she. So you think that Soto ought to be given the parking lot attendant, the hot dog vendors,
See, we don't know how much he tips the clubhouse people. Right? I mean, they all tip the clubhouse people. You don't know that he's not throwing out $1,000 bills.
Well, the Yankees probably glad they didn't sign him. They've got all kinds of money. They went out and signed Max Fried today. They're adding people left and right.
I think the Mets are going to regret it.
Oh, of course they are.
mean,
they just got Bonilla's contract off.
Well, that's why they were available.
Anything else, Mike?
I don't think so.
Really? Okay, I always kind of move on. And
it looks like he's ready to say something, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, now that we mentioned it this morning, we talked about it here. We brought up the Biz quote the other day. He fought off the 6 guys in the bar. You can find that footage 18,000 places online today. He took a beating.
Is it blow up?
No, it's it's from a distance.
Weren't these guys golfers?
Yeah, and one of them had evidently assaulted somebody else about a week earlier, so he had it coming. But Biz took it. He got knocked down. They were kicking him. And then at least 3 of them had the charges dropped. So nonsensical.
Yeah, well, if you want to get into a tiff with somebody, anywhere, any place, just ask them, first of all, sir, before we rumble, are you a hockey player or anything associated with the NHL? And if they say no, then okay, it's okay to go. But if not, you've got a brawler to deal with.
I think because the polo shirts were so tight, he couldn't get him over the head and then tie up the arms. But he did take off his own shirt, which was a smart move. Hockey players.
All right, there you go. Sounds of the past 24 hours or so. We've got a lot of high school basketball to talk about. Great Bend Lady Panthers pick up a win yesterday. We'll talk about it with Jade Winter. Also, in today, Cassie Elligood and Deshauna Bryan here on Sports Day.
Step into the spotlight with Barton Community College's theater program. Whether you dream of performing on stage or creating magic behind the scenes, Barton offers hands-on training, expert guidance, and creative performance opportunities. With top-tier facilities and a supportive community, you'll develop the skills to shine. Turn your passion into a career and start your journey to the stage at Barton. Learn more at theater.bartonccc.edu.
If you're needing a healthcare plan for your business, let the experienced and dedicated staff at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your business's need. Regardless if you're a large corporation or a small business on Main Street, Freedom Claims Management Incorporated can help you provide your employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. Visit freedomclaimsinc.com where you can schedule a free, no obligation health assessment today. Freedom Claims Management Incorporated in Great Bend.
Hey, it's Becca down here, Cornerstone Automotive. I'm with Darren, and like I said, we were talking about the winter months, but we're also, ending out 2024. You got anything to say?
We just want to thank everyone for a great year so far. Thank all the customers. It's just a good time to get your vehicles in here, get them looked over before you travel up to your families and all that. Check tire pressures, check the tires, and just make sure all your fluids are topped off before you take off on Christmas vacation.
So one thing I want to say is I've got a brand new driver out there, a 15-year-old boy, and we all know that he doesn't know how to get his car ready for winter, but you guys do, right?
Yes, we do.
Bring it on in, get yourself an appointment, get yourself ready to go, because like I said, they can do everything from those windshield wipers to checking the fluids, the tires.
They can do everything to get your car ready for this winter. It's Cornerstone Automotive. While you're out here today, get yourself signed up for that $20K Christmas cash giveaway. Brought to you by Bauer Computer, Mayo Money Management, and Mater Plumbing, Heating and Air, your Bryant dealer, whatever it takes. Stop in today before 5 o'clock and get yourself signed up to become the next instant finalist.
Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. It's all brought to you exclusively by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
And in part today by the Barton Cougar Booster Club, continuing their efforts to make the Barton Athletic Department the best in the country. C&E Doors, your full-service garage door company. Follow the orange sign south of 10th and Harrison in Great Bend. And the American Plains Co-op Bulk Fuel Department featuring number 2 clear diesel, bulk fuel, E10, fuel delivery, and all your lubricants and fuel supplies. Time to talk Great Bend Lady Panther basketball as Jade Winter is in, joined by a couple seniors, Cassie Ellie Good and Deshauna Bryant. And I said this yesterday, I will say it again. Congratulations on your first win as a head coach of the Panthers. Your team really got on a roll yesterday. Thoughts on the victory yesterday, Jade?
Thank you. It was just really great to actually see our pieces come together and be successful, and also kind of see where we do need to work on. I think there are pieces in our offense that looked good, but they can always be better.
You also went out and scored 54 points yesterday. That's got to make you feel pretty good.
Yeah, that's a lot better than shooting 17% from the field on Friday.
Yeah, there's that, and there's 4 3-pointers in the first half too. Kids played more relaxed. I thought they played slower. They didn't play like they were being attacked by insects or something. It was just everything's more smooth.
Yep, they definitely took some time to think about their decisions a little bit.
Okay, Cassie, you were shaking your heads on that. So how do you play better if you slow down?
You definitely can think about more options.
Yeah.
Like if you get the ball and you're like, oh, I got to do something, you don't have very many options. You're either going to shoot it, you're going to throw it away. But if you hold it and you look, like in my position, I can look and one of my guards is diving back door or most of the time there's somebody open for a 3 and I can dish it out to one of them and we can score some points.
What was the feeling like just to see the ball go in the hole? I mean, after the tough shooting night, especially those 3-pointers, did that give you guys some confidence?
Well, I didn't shoot many 3-pointers.
I mean, when you see the other people making the 3-pointers.
It feels good. And you go up to them and you're like, good job. And we definitely went in with the mentality, like, we need to shoot more. Like, no matter what, we got to put the ball up. Because if we don't shoot, there's no way we can score. And then even on the bench, like, if you see one of your teammates score a 3, you get up and you yell for them. It's just a good feeling.
Okay, Deshauna, where is your favorite place to play high school basketball?
Favorite place?
Yeah, the favorite gym. It's got to be Kingman, doesn't it? I mean, that's where your career high was last year. And then you go back yesterday, and then you have another good game. So
I don't really have one, really.
Kingman's right there. Remember that tomorrow when you go against Clearwater.
Okay. Okay.
What did you see from your teammates yesterday in the game?
I think we did really well with shooting, especially from the first game when we didn't shoot as much. Our offense was a bit better, too. Everyone was shooting. The JV kids came up and got some shots up, too.
Deshauna, you're listed at 5'5".
Yeah.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'5".
Okay, so
Yes.
Coach Winter told me yesterday on the postgame show that, well, she really wants to be out there at the guard position, but she's so good inside.
Yeah.
So how do you have the post moves you have and drop steps and and you're 5'5"? Where did you develop that at?
So I started playing basketball like when I was like at least 12 years old, maybe. And I was like one of the tall kids. Like I was taller than Cassie probably. And I've always been in the post area, always practicing all my moves and everything. So it just kind of grew on over the years with my post skills and everything.
You've obviously worked with your left hand. Too.
Yeah.
How big a weapon is that for you?
I mean, I feel more comfortable on the left side than my right, but yeah, I just kind of go with the flow.
Well, that makes it better because I know, Cassie, you figured out that Chloe Garrett wanted to go to her right hand.
Yeah.
Yesterday. I think you had a block, too, out of that when she came around. So what have you seen from Deshauna's play this year?
Shauna's strong. Like, even I sometimes have a hard time guarding. Like, once she starts, she just doesn't stop, and she's so determined to get it up and put it in the hoop, and, like, that pays off big for her.
Okay, you're back playing this year. How hard to get back in the groove and the role and the basketball mold?
Honestly, it's not quite as hard as I expected it to be. I put in a lot of work. Off time, I came to the summer stuff, and I have very supportive teammates that help me. And like Alyssa McCauley, she's always come up to me. She's like, "Hey, try this next time. Do this." And like I keep those in the back of my head. My teammates have helped me out. They've helped me out a lot.
They always say you improve more from the first game to the second game more than anybody else. So you guys have improved tremendously just from the tip-off of Salina South to the end of the game yesterday. What's been the key to that, do you think, Cass?
I think a big thing was we came in a lot more relaxed. Obviously, there's a lot of pressure having your first game as a home game.
Yeah.
Because everybody's going to be there. You don't know how it's going to go, so that's a lot of pressure. But getting to come in, we were definitely more of a team yesterday, which I think helped us out a lot. But I think we were all way more relaxed, and we trusted each other way more.
What do you think about some of the sophomores? You got some size on this team.
We do, yeah.
Yeah. So what's practice like? I mean, going against that length.
It's good. It's a good challenge because when you get in a game and you see it, a lot of people are like, "Oh my gosh, like I don't know what to do." But then we have Shayla and Maddie, and they're like towering all of us, and it's really good practice.
Okay, another important question for you. You made a big decision to change from number 2 to number 4.
I know.
And we have these pretty little stat sheets, that we have on there, and I had number 2 in there for the first one, but number 4, do you feel more comfortable in number 4?
No, it hurts my heart to not be wearing 2.
Okay, all right. But you're making do, though.
Yeah, I'm dealing with it, I guess.
Okay, you're making do. Okay, very good. Okay, Deshauna, you have Clearwater tomorrow. Have you had a chance to look at them? I mean, you got probably not much. You've got practice today, and then you go play tomorrow. But what do you think about playing Clearwater in the second round?
I haven't watched any film yet, but I plan on to do that. But overall, I think we'll do great. Win or lose, we're just going to have to piece it all together to be ready for tomorrow.
Okay, and it's a tradition now. This is the third year for the Lady Panthers in the Kingman Eagle Classic. Been there to the championship game the last 2 years. You would not know how to do anything else, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What about Clearwater, Coach?
Well, we are actually their first game for the year. They haven't played in any games. They've only had a jamboree at the beginning of the year. It's actually really hard to find out who went to that jamboree and what occurred at that jamboree. It's kind of, they're now becoming little hush-hush things, which, I mean, are good for especially us. I mean, we don't share film out of that, which is mostly just for us for our practice purposes. But from my knowledge, they just graduated their leading scorer. They're still going to play fast. They're still going to play hard. They have a decent post player who is a big presence inside. She's athletic.
And I talked to you about this on the pregame show with you yesterday. You want to play fast, but rules of playing fast. I like this. The Jade Winter rules of playing fast. Okay.
It's definitely decision making. Like, we can play fast, we can get steals, but especially if we have no numbers in transition, we need to pull it out and we need to think about what we're going to do. There's only so many times that we can go down the floor and just throw it away by playing too fast.
How encouraged were you by the decision making yesterday, especially on points on turnovers that you had yesterday?
I was really pleased with it. We did limit our turnovers a lot, especially in transition. That's something that we've kind of emphasized during practice, is to take care of the ball.
Okay, Deshaun, you're not going to, maybe if you get a chance out there and just sneak out a little bit beyond the arc and let that three fly.
I'm kind of comfortable. I'm really comfortable on the post side, honestly. I know I'm short, but I can still find my ways around that. And I think post is like my main spot. But yes, I do like guard too, but I can do a little bit of both. So.
And she can guard somebody on the perimeter too,
Yeah.
so that makes it a lot nicer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, your feelings right now heading into this game tomorrow?
I'm pretty excited. We just got to work together as a team. Just play with it. Just go with it, kind of thing.
Cassie, what do you think?
I feel good. I feel like we're all very put together, very ready mentally and physically. Like, we do our stuff outside of practice and games to get ourselves ready. And as long as we go with the mentality, put up the shots, do your part, I think we'll be fine.
I think that's pretty good. Anything you want to add to that, Coach?
They couldn't have said it better.
Okay, guys, thanks for coming in. We'll see you down in Kingman tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Great
Thank
Bend
you.
Lady Panther basketball talk here today on Sports Day. Yeah, we'll have the game for you tomorrow. Tip off at 6, pregame around 5:45 on B1043 The Point. We'll talk Larned girls basketball. Very young team off to a 2-0 start. Jared Smith joins us next here on Sports Day.
From the Mail Money Management Studios, 1590 KVGB, Great Bend, and 95.5 FM K238CK, Hoisington.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of your local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
When it comes to car maintenance, it's good to know a local guy that can get things done. The Eller family has been in the auto repair business in Great Bend forever. Greg Eller continues that long tradition of helping people. Eller Automotive Repair specializes in wheel alignments, oil changes, and general maintenance for all makes and models of cars and small trucks. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4 Fridays. Eller Automotive Repair at 915 Morton, right behind Great Bend Appliance, Furniture, and Sleep Source, 10th and Morton.
Cine Doors Christmas message may not be original, but we hope your Christmas shines like the eyes of a child in a toy store.
I wanted to wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
Papa! That's right, Hadley. I think you just did, Eddie.
Oh yeah, and have a Happy New Year to boot.
Mom, Dad, and everyone at Cine Doors prays your holidays are filled with love and happiness. We hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas from everyone at C&E Doors. C&E Doors in Great Bend and Hayes.
When you're a farmer, water can be a blessing or a curse. Expected rain? Good. Water in your engines? Bad. What do I trust to fuel my equipment? Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster, a premium diesel fuel that keeps contaminants from clogging filters, ruining fuel injectors, and tanking fuel efficiency better than any formula that's come before. Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster, fueled by innovation, powered to perform.
Contact American Plains Co-op Fuel Department in Great Bend, your certified Cenex distributor.
Now, in its 13th year, this program is brought to you exclusively by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department. This is Sports Day on KVGB.
All right, Sports Day today brought to you in part by Freedom Claims Management, innovative healthcare plans for your business. Let them take care of everything for you from start to finish, and continued support. They have you covered. And the Animal Medical Center in Great Bend, large or small, they take care of them all. Head coach Jared Smith of the Larned High School Lady Indians joining us here on the show. Coach, I do want to let you know that the enemy is amongst us here today because, yeah, Mike Hesher's sitting in the studio right now. So, yeah, and trying to garner any information that he can about your team in advance of Friday night's semifinal matchup.
Well, I'll keep a lot of things under my hat then.
Okay.
So maybe I'll give him something to talk about, fill a little bit of airtime.
Okay, so what's your favorite inbounds play underneath the basket?
Well, we've only got a couple right now. So the biggest thing at this point is just get it in.
Yeah. Okay. Is that play 1 or 2?
Well, we don't number them. We've got like 5 different names for 2 plays.
Okay. All right. Well, that's too much for us to remember, so I think you're safe right there. So, hey, Congratulations, Jared. You got your team off to a 2-0 start. All over Plainville early last night. Jumped out 19-4. Thoughts on last night's 59-27 win over Plainville in the first round of the Katy Classic?
Well, I think we did what we should have done to that team, and that's no disrespect to them. But when you prepare for games, and you certainly don't tell the kids this, but you have an idea based upon kind of what our talent level is and our expectation of play, that we were going to jump out and we were going to press them and we were going to guard them really hard, and we thought by doing that it was going to be difficult for them to score, and we were able to turn them over 23 times and convert off of that, and they had a hard time guarding us. And so we did exactly what I felt like we should have done last night.
And, of course, that's the goal for any coach. And you want to create turnovers. And I was talking to Jade Winter just about that, what they were able to do yesterday after they created it. You want to do something with that turnover. So kind of talk about that process. Okay, we got the turnover. Now, what now?
Well, we've been working with the girls on that, and we're fortunate that we've got a really good group of athletic kids, and so we try to play a little quicker, and we know that we're really active defensively with our feet and our hands, and we're starting to anticipate really well. So the girls are anticipating getting the ball knocked loose, and then when we do, and even on a defensive rebound. We're coming out of there on the dribble. We're not necessarily looking to outlet it, and we're looking to fill lanes and push. And as we go through the season, I think they'll get more and more comfortable doing that. I thought we were better last night in that than we were even on Friday against Pratt. And so those are things we're emphasizing. We want them to look for. We realize we're going to turn teams over because of how we play, and we've got to get out and fill lanes and look to push and score in transition.
Having talented sophomores is always fun, but it's even funner when they're 6 foot tall. Jaden Crosby, 24 points last night. Pretty good ball game.
Yeah, she's averaging 19.5 through 2 games now. And last year as a freshman, she averaged just a little over 10 for me. And it took her a little bit of time to get going last year, and I think some of that was just kind of wanting to come in and adjust to the pace of the game and maybe not wanting to step on any toes, but she got to going and playing well down the stretch. And, I had set her down and talked to her and told her that she was going to have to take over the primary scoring role for this group this year because she's certainly capable of doing that. And so right from the get-go, she's accepted that. She's, for being 6 foot tall, her skill set, you could post her up and she plays well with her back to the basket, but she's more comfortable out front, handling the ball and shooting from 3. So, and I think that's going to bode well for her as she transitions from high school to college one day.
Okay, Coach Jared Smith with us, head coach of the Larned girls basketball team. So if you go on a group thing, so maybe you go to a tournament or something and say, well, what are we going to go do? Well, let's go to a movie. Well, okay, are you going to have to go to a rated G? Because they won't be able to get into PGs, okay? Because you've got a young team, Coach.
We do have a young team. We were fortunate this year that Carly Lemus decided to come back out for us. I started her as a freshman and sophomore. She didn't play her junior year. And so we have her as our only senior this year. I've got 2 juniors in Cammie Upson and Addison Townsend. And then the core group of this team is I've got 6 sophomores, and then I've got 3 freshmen, and I'm starting one of those freshmen with 4 sophomores. And of the 8 that I'm playing, I really feel pretty confident that I could start a combination of any of those girls, which is a luxury to have. But the leadership, the scoring, the energy, all of that's being generated by that sophomore group. And, you know, I had conversations with them that's where that was going to need to come from. And, you know, it's a little bit demanding upon such young kids to not only ask them to come out and contribute to give you an opportunity to be successful every night as a sophomore, but also take the leadership responsibility and be the ones that drive the expectations and take responsibility for things and try to this point, we haven't faced any adversity in the game. We are going to, and it may come Friday, but we certainly will as we get after the tournament. Next Tuesday, we play St. John. They'll be tough. And then when we get into league play, so we'll see how these young players step up and adjust to accepting all the rules.
Yeah, in the first segment, I said, okay, you had one senior, the rest were sophomore and freshman, and I apologize to Addison and Cammie, but you have Cammie Upson, 6'1" junior, and then Addison Townsend Steffen, who's 5'9" junior. What about having those upperclassmen that aren't, you know, that are still there out on the team and feel, you know, not threatened by the hot shot young guns that are coming up?
Well, it speaks a lot to their character. I mean, they obviously, you know, want to be a part of something. They love the game of basketball. They obviously have a work ethic because it's a long season and you have to be conditioned to play this game. So practice isn't easy. You know, we go through 2-a-days the first week and we work them pretty hard to try to get them in some kind of shape to play the way that we want to play. So, you know, for upperclassmen to continue to be out, and, you know, as far as Addison's concerned, she doesn't get to play a lot of varsity time. And with only 12 girls on your team, we're limited on the number of JV quarters we get. So for her to continue to play basketball, knowing that she's going to have to work just as hard as a varsity starter does in practice and be limited on game time, speaks volumes to the type of young lady that she is.
Jared Smith with us, who took a Larned boys team to a state tournament and now coaching the girls program. Okay, here's the question. Only I can ask it, okay? Because, you know, people know what I'm like anyway. So what's the difference between coaching boys and coaching girls? Or is there any difference? Or have you had to alter the way you coach?
Okay. The answer to the last part is no. And I actually had a conversation with Coach Dean Roush about that when I first took the job. And he told me, he said, Jared, just coach them like basketball players. Yeah. Don't change. And so that's been my philosophy. I don't change practice. I don't change what I ask them to do. I don't reduce times on sprints. I ask these girls to do everything that I ask my boys to do. The difference is a girl will literally do what you ask her to do, and she'll run through a wall for you. And a lot of my boys did too, but boys spend a lot more time on the playground trying to emulate what they see on TV or playing video games, and they might have a few more bad habits. They also might be a little more knowledgeable about the game. I think the girls' game, and this is true, I think, all the way through college, it's a more fundamentally sound game than the men's game is, just because of the fact that you can't throw it up at the rim and then go dunk it. So you have to, your offense has to be more sound. You've got to run things. But I do think it's a more fundamentally sound game. But that's the biggest difference that I see between boys and girls is the overall athleticism and the pace of the game, which I don't notice that when I'm coaching it. I notice it when I watch film. I notice it when I watch women's games on TV. But, girls work hard for you. But my expectations aren't any less for them. You know, I demand the same things out of them that I demanded out of the boys' teams that I coached.
Okay, I got to tell you what all these guys say on Sports Day when, Mike Corson said, man, I love that guy. He coaches girls basketball like he's coaching boys basketball. You summed it up. I hate to say Corson was right, but, that's not a good thing to say. Are you having fun yet?
Oh, I've had fun with them from the beginning, and obviously when you have success, and I guess if you define success and wins, it's obviously more fun. I mean, we don't like getting beat by 30 points, which we took our fair share of those over the last 3 years. But yeah, I've been having a ball with them because they work hard, and part of it is just, watching young people develop, as far as I'm concerned, more than winning basketball games, and winning is just icing on the cake. So, yeah, I'm having a good time. I enjoy them.
Always enjoy talking to you, Jared, and we'll be talking to you as we go throughout the season. Good luck on Friday and in the Katy Classic and the rest of the season.
All right. Thank you very much, Steve. I appreciate you guys.
Okay, Jared Smith joining us, Larned High School girls basketball. We'll talk Fort Hays State athletics coming up next on Sports Day.
Dr. Nels here, Animal Medical Center, and today we want to give a shout out to all the supporting cast at these basketball games. We have some great young men and young women on the court, but we also have some great young men and women playing their instruments, cheering, dancing, all those things. Let's clap for them. When they perform and get done, let's show them a round of applause, show them some love as well, because they deserve it. Dr. Nels here, Animal Medical Center, large or small, we take care of them all.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Sports, leisure, fitness and wellness, even senior and adaptive needs. It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Pick up a program guide or stop by the rec office at 1214 Stone in Great Bend. Or check out the website, greatbendrec.com. Live, play, explore at the rec. It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the rec.
Central and Western Kansas residents, are you looking for a new vehicle? Marmy Auto Group can make it happen. Marmy Auto Group includes Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram, Chevrolet, and GMC. Marmy Auto Group, your Central and Western Kansas dealer, has new and pre-owned vehicles, or we can special order your vehicle today. If your existing vehicle needs serviced, Marmy's award-winning service department can help. Come to Marmy Auto Group on 10th or marmys.net. Marmys, make it happen.
Jumpstart your education with Barton Online. You can pick up a class or earn an associate degree for less than half the cost of a university. We are always enrolling. Start when it works for you. Choose from 5 sessions throughout the semester, including 16, 8, and 4-week options. Save big on the way toward your career or tackle your gen eds with our low-cost pathway. Visit online.bartonccc.edu and enroll today.
Hey everyone, this is Cole Wright, voice of the Barton Cougars. Attending sporting events for Barton Community College is great, but did you know you can support the athletic teams even further by getting involved with the Cougar Booster Club? The Boosters help with fundraising for equipment and facility upgrades to give Barton athletes every opportunity to keep succeeding at the regional and national levels. Join the Cougar Booster Club as an individual or business. Call 620-792-9377. Become a booster today. Go Cougars.
Some people call him Gerard. Most people just call him Grr. It's time for Tiger Talk on Sports Day with the voice of the Fort Hays State Tigers. Here's Gerard Wellbrock.
All right, Gerard Wellbrock ready to go strong here. We gave him a couple weeks off after a grueling football season. He's going double-double with football, basketball going on, but Gerard Wellbrock with us here on the program right now. All right, Gerard, we're going to get to talk some basketball. We really hadn't had a chance to do that too much in depth, but hey, how about the Fort Hays State Lady Tigers off to a 9-0 start, ranked 6th in the country right now? What have you seen from this undefeated basketball team?
Playing really, really well. Veteran team. Going into the year, you returned Katie DeGarmo, formerly Leitner, got married in the offseason. Reigning MIAA Player of the Year, and then Olivia Hollenbeck inside. It's a pretty good 1-2 punch. Brooke Levy, the point guard, back, and another year older, now a junior. So you knew they had the components to be pretty good, but they're really, really playing well. And I think for me, defensively, they've been a lot better. Not that they've been bad defensively, because they've been really good, but there's just something they're really locked in right now. They held Washburn at 12 first half points. I know Washburn has struggled a bit, but they were 500 coming into the game and have been playing a lot better this season. And Fort Hays State just dismantled them. So I think this might be a little bit better defensive team, and then you add all the veteran leadership on it. It's been fun so far.
Boy, you go back last weekend. I mean, that's pretty good scoring totals. You put 74 up on Central Missouri, and then turn around and put 83 up in conference games. That's even more difficult because teams are usually more familiar with one another. Obviously, this team can score a little bit too.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They shoot the 3-ball better. Ellie Stearns has been a lot better end-over product. She's always done the little things that usually never show up in a stat sheet, but yet help you win games. But now she's scoring, and she's shooting a 3 at a high rate. And you knew it's been there. She was a good shooter in high school, and she has just really struggled. It just shows you what confidence does. She's looking to shoot now, looking to score, and playing really well. Brooke Levy, another one, their guard. She has not shot it particularly well in her career. She's off to a good start. And Levy is a really good point guard. She can make some incredible passes. She'll have a couple plays where you're going to live with the turnover, but she's going to make 5 really good ones to that one bad one, and has a knack to get to the rim. But, boy, her first 2 years, she missed more layups. Well, now she's making those, and all of a sudden those possessions are points where in the past they would be missed layups. Well, now you're getting 8 or 10 more points a game because they're starting to hit those gimmies at the rim that they were missing in years past. So it's exciting to see. And out of the 2 wins, I think for me is winning both by 30. And I know Central Missouri, they're not as good as they've been. They're kind of in a transitional phase. They had a great veteran group, and now they've got some younger kids. But they're still not a bad team. They were 7-3 coming into the game, and for 4 days to win it by 30 the way they did, and to me it came down to their defense. They just limited good looks for those 2 opponents, and it was a good weekend to start conference play for sure.
Okay, a great in-state recruit, Telexa Weeder from Goodland, and averaging just under 19 minutes a game. That's the 6th most minutes per game on this team. Talk about her development. She
has been one of the biggest, and turnaround's not fair, but you know how it is as a freshman. It's just different. You played, 3A high school basketball in Goodland, Kansas. The MIAA is a different beast. And she was limited playing time last year, but you could see you knew she was good, and she has been unbelievable. She has just an uncanny ability to score. And I think what makes her so good, she can do it in different ways. She can step out and hit the 3. She's really good around the rim with both hands, and good hands catching the ball. She's had a couple of receptions this year. In fact, we commented on one of the games that wide receivers coach Al McCray would be proud. She went up with 2 defenders around her, caught it, and then got to the rim and hit a layup, and really good catches. So her hands are good, and it's been fun to watch. And she's playing with confidence now. It's crazy how that happens. And just talking with the coaching staff, they continually say that I don't think Telexa realizes how good she is on that end of the floor. And now the defense and the rebounding, that's all catching up. And I think it helps. She goes against Olivia Hollenbeck every day in practice. And she's had to get better, or Olivia will embarrass her. And so that's been a good person to learn from. I think you're going to see dividends. But, she'll come in sometimes, and she'll score 8 points in 6 minutes and give them a big burst of offense off the bench. And that's also helped this team's offensive production. And she's about 6 feet, so she can, kind of a swing 4, play the 5, and she's just really taken a gigantic leap from her freshman to sophomore year.
Okay, real quick here, because I really appreciate the Eagle ESOP, profit sharing, things like that. They're not going to let you go to Hawaii, are they?
Steve, I will be in Hawaii next week.
Oh, man! Really?
Fort Hays State's helping out on that, too.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right. Okay.
It's not going to eat all your ESOP away.
How about that? Going to Hilo, Hawaii to play 2 games against Truman State and Quincy.
Yeah, they're obviously Truman, a former MIAA member. They've got a Missouri Western transfer, and a lot of girls from Iowa that Fort Hays, a lot of their Iowa players know, so they're all excited about that one. Quincy was a great program about 8 to 10 years ago that have fallen on hard times, but they're 6-3 now. Quincy's got to play the number 1 team in the country Friday in Grand Valley. Then they'll turn around and play the 6th-ranked team in the country, Fort Hays State, next Friday in Hilo. But that'll be fun. And of course, those trips are great, but they're more fun when you win. So that'll be the challenge. Stay focused on the task at hand, and we're here to play basketball and not to have fun. But if you take care of the basketball, then you really get to have a little bit of fun before you come home.
I know that I root for the teams that I broadcast for, but hey, if I go to Hawaii and they go 0-2, I can get over it. Yeah.
Not just for the team. I'll have fun either way.
Why don't you send Armbruster?
Well, I kind of pulled rank. I've been doing this 4 days thing for 23 years. It's the first time a team's gone to Hawaii. It might be the last. I don't know. So I'm going to take advantage of it.
So you taking a motorboat or you get to fly?
We're going. Okay. I'm leaving tomorrow. Yeah. No, we're going to fly. Yeah.
Okay. Well, where are we at next week? Okay, you're going to be in Hawaii next week. I want to be able to talk to you.
Yeah, you will. I think it'll still work. Call me.
Okay.
I'll be up. It'll be like 7:30 or so, 7:15, but I'll be up.
No wonder you forced me out the door.
Then if I don't answer, you know I'm not.
You knew this trip was coming up in 23 years. You said, yeah. Gert, thanks so much. Yeah, I'm jealous. I am completely jealous.
Well, you mentioned Armbruster because the Tiger men played at home next week, so he's got to help cover that. And he joked about, I know you're mentioning Hawaii a lot more lately. But yeah, that's by design.
Yeah, do your own stats, Wellbrock.
Exactly.
All right, talk to you next week.
Next year.
Thanks, Gur.
See ya.
The Hawaiian bound Gerard Wellbrock here on Sports Day.
Cine Doors' Christmas message may not be original, but we hope your Christmas shines like the eyes of a child in a toy store.
I wanted to wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
Papa! That's right, Hadley. I think you just did, Eddie.
Oh, yeah, and have a Happy New Year to boot.
Mom, Dad, and everyone at Cine Doors prays your holidays are filled with love and happiness. We hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas from everyone at C&E Doors. C&E Doors in Great Bend and Hayes.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of your local equity bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Covering your local teams and your local athletes. It's Sports Day on KVGB, presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
Jeez, I just wondered whether to turn in that receipt for the pizza taco last night. Good night. Hawaii Hilo.
Well, we had Sonic, so you should be happy that you had pizza taco.
I guess.
I mean, Sonic's not bad, but you know,
pizza taco, man. I may hit that again on Saturday. We'll see. Okay, Sports Day brought to you in part by Marmy Auto Group, 10th Street in Great Bend, and the Great Bend Rec Commission, dedicated to improving our lives and the lives of its individuals. All right, A.J. DeBansta has announced his commitment to BYU. The projected number 1 pick in the 2026 NBA draft made the announcement yesterday, chose the Cougars over Alabama, North Carolina, and Kansas. He's BYU's first 5-star high school recruit from the United States. Chance to play for first-year BYU coach Kevin Young sold him on joining the Cougars, plus a multi-million-dollar 1-year deal.
In college.
It brings me to the question again, why do we have college athletics?
They're semi-pro. Well, they're not even semi-pro anymore. They're professional.
That's why I'm a junior college fan now, you know. KCAC.
I go Division II. I like Division II.
That's where it's at. Talk Great Bend Panther basketball with Kyle Cree tomorrow on Sports Day.
Agriculture Today on 1590 KV.